Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to be talking about work that's inspired by Heather Galler. Last week, I asked you to research things or characteristics about her work, and y'all reported back to me that she used bright colors, she used shapes, and she used lots of patterns. She had lots of different subject matters. Our work this week is going to be creating a Heather Galler-inspired landscape. Here is an example of one that I did. Heather Galler's work is using all basic shapes. Yours does not have to look like mine. In fact, I don't want yours to look like mine. I want you to go to your own imagination station and create a landscape using the style of Heather Galler. A landscape is just what it sounds like. It's a picture of land. I'm going to draw a line about in the middle, but it does not have to be in the middle, that goes straight across. I'm not using a ruler because I don't care right now if it's that straight. I have the ruler here if I want it. This is called our horizon line, and the horizon line goes from side to side, and it's where the earth and the sky meet. Remember, your sky goes all the way down to the ground. I'm going to need my eraser because I'm going to erase a little bit of that. You can always add more. I'm going to show you the basics today, and I want you to create your own. Some people call these lollipop trees. I'm going to put my circle down. I'm going to use my Sharpie again. And the reason I'm going to use my Sharpie is so that you can see it. Please use your pencil. That way you can erase any mistakes that you make. I'm going to trace around my circle to make the top of my tree. You can make this as easy or as difficult as you want. It's really, really, really up to you how far you go with this. Hers are very detailed, but if you feel comfortable with putting one tree on, that's great. I'm going to put my rectangle down underneath my circle, and I'm going to trace around. Oh, look, the pill bottle's bigger, so my tree's going to have a little bump in it. That's funny. There's my rectangle. That's going to be the bottom of my tree. Over here, I might want to make an oval tree. So the top's going to be oval. I'm going to trace around it. And then once again, we're going to put the base on there. I'm not going to go over my pill bottle this time to make the big bump. I'm going to just fill it in. For my rainbow, I'm going to put my rainbow right in the middle. You do not have to draw a rainbow, and I'm using the one that is half the circle. I'm going to go down from there. Here's my next one. I'm going to just draw to the line that we put before. There's another one. Here's the next shape down. Here's the other one. Here's another one. Whoops. That didn't do real well. I'm okay with that though. And then here, you can freehand them if you want. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's red, orange, yellow, green, blue. We need one more. So I'm going to use my protractor, and I'm going to go around here, just like this. And now I have all the shapes for my rainbow. That's not a very good rainbow, but it'll look great when we put our patterns in it. You can divide the land up down below however you want, because it's easier when you divide your spaces up so that you have more shapes, much more shapes. Some of the shapes can be large, some of the shapes can be small. There we go. So we've got a lot of shapes for the ground. If you want to, for the sky, the way that I make clouds, you make the letter C, then you make a sideways C, then you make another C kind of catawampus, then you make another C, and you've got a cloud. If you want another cloud, make the letter C backwards, C, sideways, C, whoops, little c. Then you've got your clouds. Now, as far as patterns are concerned, Heather Galler loved bright colors and she loved patterns. You might want to put lines that go up and down. Those lines are called vertical lines. So your lines go up and down. That's a pattern. Some lines may go diagonal. That means they go at an angle. They don't go side to side. They don't go up and down. They go at an angle. We might want to add some shapes into one of the ground. Let's put some polka dots. Polka dots are circles. So we can make our pattern in our ground. We're going to make all of these shapes into different patterns. Really, it gets easier the more shapes you have, and it doesn't take as long, and it looks much better because you break up the area behind it so that it's easier to color. We can put some little polka dots in there too, and I think that would be kind of fun. You want to make your colors really stand out. You've probably heard me talk about contrast before. If I did the big circles in purple and the little circles in red, I might want to use maybe yellow for the background because the blue and the red would really stand out. If I used dark blue and dark purple and dark green, it wouldn't show up real well. So we want to pick one dark color, one light color, and one color in between. One dark color, one light color, and one color in between. If you only use two colors, you'd pick one dark color and one light color. And then use a different colors for the shapes that are next to it. So let's see. I can make a checkerboard here. Checkerboard have lines that go up and down. Those are called vertical lines. And lines that go side to side at a right angle. And those are called horizontal lines. For those of you who remember my song, horizontal, I like horizontal, vertical, they're the lines for me. Diagonal are so fun to see, perpendicular are for me. Parallel, perpendicular, oh. Horizontal, I like horizontal, vertical, they're the lines for me. Diagonal are so fun to see, perpendicular are for me. Parallel, perpendicular, oh. That's it. All right, so we've got some shapes going here. What should we do for our trees? Do you think that might look good? Candy cane? So candy canes are diagonal lines. I think that might look good. Let's see, what should we do over here? How about some zigzag lines? I love saying that word, zigzag. Zigzag, 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 zig. Zigzag, 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 zig. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. Pretty good pattern, huh? Let's see. What other patterns do you think we could use? Do you think we could use some wavy lines? Wavy lines, like in the water, wavy lines. Those would be kind of fun. These are just ideas. You can make whatever pattern you would like. These are just a few of the possible patterns that you could make. There's so many different patterns. There's as many patterns as your imagination can dream up. I've got 1, 2, 3 spaces that are still left. So let's see. How about diamonds? Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's what they say. I'm not sure about that. So we're going to go diagonal one way, then we're going to go diagonal back the other way. See that? We've got one little shape right here, and we're just going to make some tiny stripes. A pattern is anything that repeats itself, and our patterns are going to repeat in 2 ways. First, they're going to repeat in the shapes that we make, and then they're going to repeat in the colors that we make. And each pattern is going to be different in shape and different in color. The last part of our ground, I feel like just making it plain, but how about, what did you say? What a great idea. Some triangles. I love that idea. I absolutely, that is a great idea. They look like little hourglasses. Thank you for that. I needed that. Sometimes we all have little blocks that we have when we're doing art. And if you do, that's okay. We all have them. And it's no big deal. Ask a friend. Ask anybody in your house. They'll help you with some patterns. I think we're all patterned out. The sky, we could put patterns there too. Raindrops comes to mind really readily, but you want to put raindrops in there, or just leave it plain? Okay, I'll leave it plain for right now, and then we'll see if we need anything else later. I'm only going to color 2 spaces for you during this video because you'll get the idea. I'm going to use Sharpies because you know I love Sharpies. I've got 1 light color, 1 dark color, and 1 medium color. I'm going to do my little dots green. Oh, well, I blew that. Little dots green. And I made 2 big dots green. So if you goof, so what? Nobody's gonna get hurt from it. I'm gonna put my top back on my Sharpie. I'm gonna make my big dots purple. The real word is violet for the color on the color wheel. So if I'm using 3 colors, that's called an ABC pattern. A, my small ones are green, B, my large dots are violet, and C, my background is going to be orange. Now, since I'm putting an orange background on this shape in my landscape, the tree this part of the tree should not have orange that touches this orange, because then the tree would blend into this other space. It wouldn't have its own identity, and we all want our own identity, and so do our shapes. We want to be ourselves. So we're going to color in this. There are other areas that touch this shape. So this one can't have mostly orange in it, this one can't, this one can't, this one can't, right? Because then they would lose their identity. And again, we want every shape to be very proud of itself and to show its own identity. So it needs to be different colors. And you can put these colors together in many different ways. Goes fast, doesn't it? This is one big area. But we're going to take our time. There's no sense to rush. Usually when you try and rush artwork, it doesn't come out as well as you would like for it to come out. And you look at it and you think, wow, I wish I'd gone a little bit slower. I think it would have been a lot better if I tried to go a little bit slower. I do that a lot. You may do the same thing. Some of you know who I'm talking to also, because some of you always rush. And there's no need to rush right now. Heather Galler she's called a folk artist. That means that she draws subject matter that are everyday things. She draws landscapes. She draws cats and dogs. She draws people. She draws events, like maybe Mardi Gras or a birthday party. But she uses this same style of bright colors, lots of patterns, and many, many, many shapes. Okay, this first shape is finished. The one that goes on top of it is the bottom of the tree. I'm not going to use orange because it's really close to this. And so I'm going to pick a dark color and a light color and make it an A-B pattern. I'm going to use yellow and blue, which is the lighter color. That's right, yellow. And which is the darker color? That's right, blue. So I'm going to start with my lighter color, because if I mess up while I'm making my lighter color, I can always cover it up with the darker color, and then my mess up is not so noticeable. They say you never have a mess up in art, but sometimes it doesn't quite look like what you want it to. And that's okay too. Sometimes those are the best things that happen to your artwork. They turn out being the best part of your artwork. But you see, I went yellow, skip, yellow. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put my blue, and then that way it's going to cover up a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to color in my blue area, and then I have my tree base. If you have any questions, you've got my contact information, and you can contact me and I will help you through this at any stage along the way. I'm here for you. I miss seeing your faces, by the way. I miss your hugs a lot. I miss your stories. And I miss your excitement of seeing your faces when you finish a piece of work that you're proud of. That's very wonderful for me to see. And I've got some really great artists. Y'all are wonderful. Okay, so do you see this shape and this shape? Both of these shapes show up really well because this one with the orange background is quite different from this one that's yellow and blue. For this one, I might use red and white. That could be okay. That wouldn't fight with this one. And down here, I might use, how about purple and, I could go to a marker and use pink. That would be wonderful. Yeah, that when you use different kinds of materials, like Sharpie and marker or crayon, and mix them all together and use them different ways, that's called mixed medium. So we can have a mixed media piece very uptown. I think, does this give you enough of an idea of what we're doing? I can color all day, and I'll show you this piece later on probably, but I don't want to. I'm going to put a dot here. This one's going to be another color. Then I'm going to put a dot here because that's going to be another color. I'm going to put a dot here and a dot here. That means that I'm going to color in those areas. When you have an A-B pattern, then that way you know exactly what to color in. It makes life much easier if you figure it out ahead of time. Wherever you see that dot, that means that it's going to be that color. And if you mess up, don't worry about it. Don't sweat the small stuff, as they used to say when I was growing up. So now you know exactly where to color in your pink spaces. And that's a good way, because sometimes we lose our place when we're going through our artwork. I've enjoyed this project. I hope you do too. If you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me. Just give me a text or an email. Visit me on Google Classroom, and we can go right away, and I'll answer your questions straight away. It's good talking to you. I'll see you later on this week. For now, it's over and out. See you later. Bye.